Robot, get him in here. You don't want to miss this. Skype 8 at the North Gate. When we knock, they better bump straight. Let's roll that intro while we give him time to get in here, y'all. Peace, peace.
And the ancestors are looking out for us. Todd Hayes is exposing them, man.
Okay, you see that chair right there? See how big it is?
Yeah.
Now look at the Pope chair under it. Scroll down, look at the Pope chair under it.
Never have it been made so clear.
Young TV.
We running the game right now.
Young TV.
Time to take over.
Young
We the hottest in the game. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you just not tuned in.
TV.
Share, like on your Instagram, Facebook.
Young TV.
If you tuned in, we broadcasting live from 2030, baby.
Young TV. Young
Taking over the game, baby. Oh yeah.
Young TV.
Hit that like.
Young TV.
Get them likes up in the air, you heard me?
Young TV.
Ride by. Hotel Islam.
Young TV.
Assalamu alaikum. Flow lekker.
Young TV.
Hit that like.
Hey, Robot, peace, love, and hair grease. We about to have Chief Pontiac in the building, cracking heads and twisted caps. Hey, me and FaZe got some hot stuff dropping probably tomorrow or Friday. Exclusive. I'm talking about produced by Phase One, right? Because you gotta keep in mind this boy right here, Jack of all trades. So he's a director too, man. They were talking shit. And FaZe said he taught himself. They were talking all kind of shit like, hey, give me a 60-20 over the shoulder, or give me a 360 on his watch. Them niggas, hey, them boys ahead of the game, man. Them boys in the future already. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, so hey, so yeah, hey, we about to have Skype paper in the building. We're gonna be talking about the paper route Conjure and how they set us up with the paperwork, man. The paper route Conjure, right? So if you see the thumbnail, you see a Moore riding a paper route bike with the delivering paperwork. But keep in mind the difference between dirty Moors and good Moors. Keep that in mind. Right? It's good Moors, it's dirty Moors. Oh, yeah, we're going to take all your questions. It's really a question and answer class for the people that have been asking about, do I go and sign up to be a Moor? You don't got to sign up to be a Moor. You already Moors, a lot of you. If you Washita, certain different species on the land. But we got Rod backstage. We're going to bring him out in a minute. As soon as we finish up this one deal. But drop your questions, man. You got questions for me. I can answer some of your questions too, because we already put out the Tracing Your Ancestral History tapes 1 through 7. Well, if you want to find out what tribe you're from, you can drop your last name. We'll do a couple last names. He go Rod right here. Hey, Chief Skype 8 at the North Gate. When we knock, you better bump straight, man. Again. Better bump straight. So, hey,
What's going on, Aaron?
Hey, what's going on? We don't got no pictures for this one because this one right here is gonna be an easy one, man. Because we got a couple questions about the paperwork Conjure. Because they were trying to figure out how is it a Conjure? How is it a Conjure?
Okay, let's just go on straight to the nationality and bust that bullshit in the head. Type this in. What nationality is a ship on Google?
All right. What nationality is the ship? All right, let me see. Hey, you know,
If
I
your
think it's gonna do that funny. Hold on, let me try to get it up there before I load it up so it don't cut us.
Yeah. So while you looking it up, I want people that's watching to think about one thing. If your status is presumed dead, civilis mortis, lost at sea, and you assume a nationality, that's called a recovered vessel. If a ship got a
A
nationality, how
recovered
can the
vessel.
national?
It says a ship have the nationality of the state, whom flag they are entitled to fly. So that's why the
Can you
ships be
show
having them flags, right?
them? Right? Can you
Huh?
show them? Show them.
All right,
Show
I'm gonna
show the
show them.
screen.
Hold on, let me try to do it. It's going. I don't want it to act funny. Cut me off. I hope this shit don't cut me off because my this computer they've using it for something, and they ever since they started using it for it been acting funny. All right, here we go. Can you see the screen?
Yeah.
Article 91, nationality of ship.
Mm-hmm.
Can I
It
see it?
says ships have the nationality of the state which flag they are entitled to fly. Nevertheless, for purposes of recognition of the national character of the ship by other states, there must exist a genuine link between the state and the ship. That genuine link in nationalism, right? That genuine link is called a manifest of decree. That's showing what's on the ship, who sent the ship, where the ship going, right? So that's your ship manifest. In in civil jurisdiction and maritime law, when you under maritime jurisdiction, your manifest is your birth certificate.
Okay.
So when you declare nationality, you are assuming the same status as a ship.
Which is why they say citizenship.
Yeah, all of it is ships because we under admiralty jurisdiction.
Okay.
Okay. Any paperwork you file verifies the papal bulls that said that all humans on earth are imbeciles in law and unfit to handle their own affairs, so the Pope gonna do it for you. Right? You can go back to us, me and you on the double screen, because I don't know what other questions you got next. But so the paperwork.
Yeah, I got a whole bunch of questions on this, man.
Yeah.
They gave me a list of questions.
So the paperwork that everybody trying to get you to file is to make an allegiance of nationality to a nation. Morocco not over here. Modern Morocco or ancient Morocco is not on the American soil. So if you are filing for membership to Morocco, then you have to take your ass to Morocco with your manifest in order to cash it in with the Crown of Morocco.
Go ahead.
The problem gonna be is when you get there, you are automatically the subject of the crown. That's not your sovereign status. That is your national status. You cannot be a sovereign and a national at the same time. It's a blatant, overt contradiction.
Go ahead.
Right? A national is a subject of a nation. A sovereign is a free individual that has the God-given rights that are inalienable. An inalienable right means that can't nobody take that right from you but you. Right? So that's why in their constitution, it always talking about the inalienable rights. Whose inalienable rights? Because if you are sovereign, you don't fall under the jurisdiction of maritime admiralty, you fall under the great law. But if you subject, you've got to assume the capacity of a straw man, a legal fiction, because you can't do trade as a sovereign and a legal fiction at the same time.
Go ahead.
Because then you got that's what they call a bifurcated jurisdiction. You standing on two different jurisdictions and neither one of them can override the other. You can't be a sovereign and a national.
Go ahead.
In order to be a national, you have to assume the status of a citizen. Citizens were not granted admiralty protection until the 14th Amendment.
Mm-hmm.
When the 14th Amendment came, they say, okay, well, we're going to let you behave as a sovereign under the, what's the doctrine called? Meritorious manumission. But if you act up, we will snatch your manumission from you and put you back into the bondage. That's why I say no citizen should be held for involuntary servitude or slavery unless duly convicted of a felony.
Yeah.
Right? That's because once you've been convicted of a felony, it's like getting a ticket while you in prison.
Go ahead.
Right? They don't put you in the hole just because you're in prison. But when you get unruly in prison, they put your ass in the hole. But they can't put you in the hole without following due process by writing you a ticket. The same way that they can't take your car for traveling the roads unless you are registered as doing business under the jurisdiction of the nation. Now you are operating in the capacity of de facto, a legal fiction.
Mm-hmm.
Your driver's license, contrary to popular opinion, is not a valid ID for identification purposes.
Go ahead.
Your driver's license is your agreement to do business in the enterprise of the national government that represents you as your straw man.
Yeah, contract.
Contract government. We not under the contract government. We trying to get back to sovereign status. We get back to sovereign status by restoring the matriarchy and the great law.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. So they trying to get us to sign just like the Snyder's Act. All these different acts. They want us to sign and do deals with them. Now,
those are called kind games.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go in the Conjure. Yeah, the Conjure.
Kind game. A kind game is a street hustle.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, look, pay attention. It's a kind game to trick you and trap you with a contract.
Go ahead.
The contract is a lien on land. A tract is a piece of land. The kind is the lien.
Go ahead.
So it's the kind game in the fact that it's a game that puts a lien on whatever you trying to seize. Now, in that system, if you get caught running a kind, you classified as a criminal.
Mm-hmm.
They charge you with a crime called larceny by conversion or larceny by trickery.
Mm-hmm.
Right? How do they even know this shit exists? Because they created it.
Go ahead. Damn.
You using they kinds without their permission. You're not authorized to use the kind until you become kind and put the lien on your tract. Remember Bible say Abraham was having a conversation about Lot?
Yeah.
About a lot of land?
Yeah.
That's a tract.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
That was usurped by a plot.
Go ahead.
Right?
Go ahead.
A lot is not a plot till you dig it up.
Go ahead.
Right?
Yeah.
So when you break the earth, right, you broke the law.
Damn. Go ahead.
So they can break the earth because they operate outside of the true law.
Mm-hmm.
So you ever hear Baba talk about the firemen come in, the fire over here, and they tear that wall down? They ain't got nothing to do with the fire.
Yeah, go ahead.
And he say they go to build a house, but before they build a house, they break the earth.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They always got to destroy in order to build. We don't have to destroy to build. We can live in harmony with nature. They can't. Artificial spirits. Right? Spirit artificial is what Bobby Hemmett called them. They look like us, but they not us. They trap you in a system of dogmatic religious pursuit. As Noble Drew Ali called it in the Circle 7, a religious controversy. to keep you arguing about religious dogma. And as long as you arguing about religious dogma, they guiding you where they want you to go. Whenever you start going too far off in one direction, they throw a new dogmatic bone into the motherfucking pack that's fighting over the old bones.
Yeah.
It's all there.
Yeah.
Right? The original Moorish Science Temple did not say the holder of this card is a U.S. citizen on the back. The new Moorish Science Temple says on the back of the nationality card, this person is a U.S. citizen.
Damn.
We'd already produced that receipt.
Yeah.
The reason is because it was set up as a tribe with Noble Drew Ali as the high chief. He could send a mufti anywhere on the land, from Maine to Arizona, from Alaska to Hawaii, to back across to Florida, and get any one of us from out of their jurisdiction on the basis of jurisdiction alone. But when whoever this dirty player was, because a lot of people say it's Medials, a lot of people say it's C. Kirkman Bay. I don't think it was either one of them. I think it was a quiet little Kirk clerk that nobody ain't heard of. But whoever it is that made the contract with the government to make all Moorish nationals U.S. citizens, right? Mm-hmm. That's the one who usurped the authority and jurisdiction of Noble Drew Ali, and this is why they had to make sure they kill him. So, where we at now is we passed all of the paperwork. We got to operate out of the oral tradition of the tribes before 1492. If we operate off any doctrine that follows 1492 coming to 2012, 2019, 2023, we following the path that the enemy told us to take to get to the destination that we will never see. It's a whole kind game. And we ain't falling for the banana in the tailpipe.
Now let me ask you this. Like, okay, so we was over here first for a while. I know we wasn't doing no paperwork and all that. We had like word of mouth, trade or whatever for the land. So when did this actual con game start? Like, when did the paperwork start? To they say, you got to say, did it start with the Andrew Jackson removal of?
It started with the Paris Accord, known as the Treaty of Peace and Friendship. They decided that they needed to have what's called a uniform code. The uniform also means dress code. Mm-hmm. But the uniform in the court system is the paperwork. Mm-hmm. Right? If you following the paperwork, what they say you following? The track record. You following the track record. Okay. So the start of it over here, it came about when they started deceiving our ancestors into signing on the dotted line. They would give them the contract, and the elders, we did paperwork, but the paperwork wasn't the binding agreement. Our binding agreements was the word of mouth. Our paperwork was just for the town clerk to read into the public record so that the sufficient enough citizens know what's going on the land. That's the only reason why we had paperwork. Mm-hmm. Other than that, everything else we done was when we did purchase agreements, it was what you call a handshake deal. Mm-hmm. We did construction agreements with the other families. It was a handshake deal because we operated out of what was called honor, right? And truth. Mm-hmm. They operate out of maritime and admiralty. What the fuck? That don't got nothing to do with honor and truth. Yeah. Their system is called a system of levy and lien. Mm-hmm. Levy is the tribe of Levi. Lien is the anagram for Enlil. Go ahead. We're taking us back to the same motherfuckers. So the paperwork really began as papal bulls by decree of the Pope, right? As long as when the Pope decree it, if you don't have nobody to stand up against it, all of the sovereigns enforce it as law, right? So there is no papal bull older than 325 AD, because first the Catholic Church had to be created. The Catholic Church was created by the Council of Nicaea, and the doctrine of the church was predicated upon a doctrine called the Nicene Creed. Right? Them was all niggas.
Go ahead.
So what? Yeah. So once they started writing papal bulls, they was sending them to be read into the public record, and if nobody protested, it became what's considered as law. Once they declared that all humans of the earth was under the authority of the Pope because they was imbeciles, a sovereign doesn't have to send you a written notice. He just put it out in the ethers and let the universe do what the universe do. Right? Whereas the subject got to request written permission from the warden of the prison to get a visitor pass.
Passport.
Yes. Every time you sign the document, you sign the document that verifies you an imbecile, incompetent in handling your own affairs, and you giving your jurisdiction of your incompetent status back to the people who need you to fill out the paperwork that verifies your imbecility.
That's right. You on point, bro.
Right. So just like products need a serial number, a national also need a nationality number. Today we call them social security numbers.
Yeah.
Now, with this social security number comes an indemnity account, but the only person can access it is called a trustee or a
guardian.
No, it's a trust holder, right? Or a rightful heir. A rightful heir can seize it as long as he know his cultural and traditional method for seizing the jurisdictional authority from the one who has his stuff. So basically, it's like, I say, Elder, you live next door to me. I'm going to be gone out of town for 7 years, right? I need you to take care of my property for 7 years. And when I get back, I'm going to cut you a square off the closest side of my property to yours to compensate you for holding my stuff. When I go for 7 years, you don't tell your son, and you actually die of old age, and your son been taking care of my property because he's seen you doing it. When I get back, he don't want to give me all my shit. He don't know our agreement. So now I'm writing him letters begging for my shit because I didn't have a means for you to relay the information to him as a contingency. Now multiply that by 15 generations of motherfuckers. 500 years of oppression. The only way out at this point is to get to the first allodial title ascribed to the land. And we did that already.
Hey, my next question I got for you, Rod, is okay, so now that the paperwork, if we stop doing their paperwork, because some people saying, oh, the paperwork is how we get to this, how we fix everything. And then you got some people saying that, hey, man, by us not doing the paperwork, we're going to be just sitting ducks, just sitting around. Right? So,
no.
Go ahead.
We got to kill their old system. We got to start using their system so little that they know we don't need them no more. Then our system automatically kicks in. Right? But we are, but look, we believe because the police got on a uniform that legitimizes him on the land. We need police for these motherfuckers came. And we was legitimate than a motherfucker. The police came as slave patrols with foreign agents. They are a subset of United Nations enforcement groups. America has been an occupied territory ever since Columbus landed. The second time he came, he brought hell and high water with him. But he scouted us out first. You don't have to believe it, but you can see it. If you don't know where to find the keys at to the kingdom, you barking up at you howling at the moon in broad daylight. How insane is that? You howling at the moon in broad daylight. That just don't happen. That paperwork is an over sensationalism of legal imbecility.
Hey, so we got Tar Sharik Bey, Master Teacher Tar Sharik Bey, who we study his stuff, and so the stuff that all that stuff that he put out about, I can say it was a waste of time, because it's like we learned all that stuff.
It's expired. He was telling you right the whole time, but it's expired now, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
When Taj was teaching civics, it was for us to understand civics. Right? The civics was application of law. Right? Once you understand the application of law, I don't care about the history. That wasn't what his job was. His job was to teach civics. And he wasn't the best civics teacher you're going to ever get. Taj tell you that when you do the paperwork, you only doing it for your own records. That's for your record. That ain't for you to be. You send somebody notice, you are confirming that they are your superior. They own the copyrights to the paperwork. So when you take the paperwork they got the copyright to, and you serve them notice, you are verifying the fact that you are imbecile in law because you don't know that you just sent them an instrument that they can levy a lien on your indemnity account and cash a check without you never even seeing it. That's what they do. When Noble Drew Ali was doing nationality, it wasn't the same. Go ahead, Elder.
Oh no! So now that we're going into 2024, and with the president election coming up, and we said that Donald Trump was still the president, and what do you think? Like, so, okay, we don't do no paperwork. We sit right here. Now I know I understand what you're saying because I feel like
we still got to tribe up though. We still got to tribe up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, only thing we missing is the mines, because the Federal Reserve is really the money system is based on the mines. It's not based on gold or nothing. It ain't bagged by nothing. So what I'm saying is the money system, everything. So what do we do? Do we sit back? You say we tribe up, right? You tribe up. So how
that's what we need to be focusing on.
Yeah, tribunity, right? Go ahead.
Yeah. So we first got to recognize that it's hundreds of chiefs across the land. There's more female chiefs than it is males, but our roles is different. That's the first thing we got to understand in the culture. The next thing we got to understand is that if we don't know what our tribe is, we could pick a chief to support, right? In order to, but the whole thing is building up families, right? So I tell the young chiefs, you got to first build your status in your family as the one who builds the bridges between the ones who know each other and the ones who don't, right? This is tribing up. We ain't gang banging no more. We know where the tribe's at. We brain banging now. So we having family functions, we drawing family together, we stepping away from the system and letting it fall. We going back to the families that got farms, and we know who the farms is. we sending sons to go help work the farms. Yeah, they ain't gonna want to go. Them teenage boys ain't gonna want to go work on no goddamn farm. But if they know that they ass gonna starve, they don't. They'll work. They'll figure it out, right? We need to start tribing up. If you don't know who your chief is, right, you can support a chief that you know. I know him from the land, right? Or even if it's a foreigner over here, a foreigner could be like, I'm foreign to the land and I'm seeking acceptance from this chief, right? So we had contingencies in play. There's no tribal member that's left in bastard status to a tribe. Any tribe that you're close to that's functional, you can tie in to that tribe with permission of their chief. Hey, chief, I know I'm from the land. I know I got blood rights, blood ties to the land, but my history is so murky that I can't find my ancestral lines to which tribe, and I need to be under the chief's banner. The Nuwabian is already under Malachi. He already a chief. That's Chief Black Eagle, right? They don't need those. All they got to do is hold Malachi name firm to the burners. They don't got to do nothing else. But he coming to clean house, and if you motherfuckers ain't right, that's on you. Y'all gonna have to deal with niggas like Phase One, and they are pissed, and validly so. The same with Angel Bay. He know who the dirty players is. The same with Larry Hoover. We all know who infiltrated us and where the infiltrators at. It's somebody standing next to every infiltrator waiting on the go order. Right? So if you think you just gonna infiltrate, it's not gonna work that way. You gotta come with them 5 principles, as Noble Ali said: love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And justice comes at the tip of the sword. You can't forget that. We lead with love, but we end with the sword.
Hey, I got
right?
another question. Hey, speaking of paperwork, in the Constitution. Now I heard some of the scholars or elders say that the Constitution was set up by us. We had it over here before they came. Now, so it's like the Constitution. Now we know shit being ratified and added and twisted around. You know, with the 14th Amendment, the 13th Amendment. Now, like, it's for people that's asking in the crowd. They saying if they did the paperwork, if they tied in with the system, birth certificates and all that, signed the Moore's paperwork and went through with it, how do they reverse it? Or do they have to reverse it, or do they just burn it?
It's only one remedy when the fraud is discovered for you not to be a party to the fraud, and that's to abandon the contract. You abandon the contract by not participating in any contractual agreements from there forward because you discovered the fraud. You just walk away. You walk away and you go back to, as Elijah Muhammad said, you go back to your own and you be yourself. You never needed a piece of paper to be yourself. Why would you need one now? That's their system. That's not our system. We under the great law. No big eyes, no little you. Every sovereign count.
Say what? So okay, all right. What about the people like what was the guy named Cypher in the Matrix? He wanted to go back into the Matrix. He liked the system. He doing good in this. He wanted to do good in the system. He got a nice car. He got the jewelry. He got the girl. He got it going on in this reality, in this white man's world, or in this world. So and he want to go back into the system. What do we deal? How do we deal with people like that?
You let them.
Go ahead.
You let them, because them gonna be who gonna work. We gonna be rich, and the ones like Cypher is gonna be the ones in the Matrix doing the work to hold the system together.
Simple as that, right?
That's
We got a whole
simple.
bunch of ciphers out here.
Mm-hmm.
They love the system. They love fast food and be able to go to the liquor store and get them some poison. They love it, right? Like you know what I'm saying. So it's like the devil system. Okay, this is what I was going to ask you. Okay, people were saying once this because we getting pretty close. I feel it. I feel it. We getting pretty close to. I had did a picture on AI of my son. Look, AI is crazy, man. Because like my son, right? I put a picture in there. I said, show me what Haru looked like in 20. It was like 2040, 2043, I think it was. And the picture popped up, right? And man, this nigga he got a mohawk, right? I'm saying, how the fuck the AI know he had a mohawk? One, and then his little ducktail. How the AI knew that, right? It shows him at 20. Like he was like 25 at this time, right? And it show him looking up at the air, and then he got a Native American earring in his ear on this side, and then he had like some kind of native all white suit on, like a Native American suit. And I said, "Damn, this fucking AI." I said, so just looking at that picture, it made me think. By that time, they knew we knew on the land who we was, the way he was looking. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying, damn, this shit. I have a feeling it's going to play out. Everything you're saying is coming. People just don't. People just they want everything fast because they used to fast food. They used to everything fast, so they wanted to happen now. Let me see it. What you talking about? Let me see it go now. This shit is a process. Like it's happening. I'm telling you, it's happening, man. And what my question to you is, what do you see? Because based on now us cutting off the paperwork. If we start cutting off they shit, whatever they system start dealing with their system. What do you see the outcome? Do they fight? Do they turn against us? Because I know that the Chinese, they gonna honor our word when they come over here. They ain't give a fuck about no paperwork because these dudes didn't honor no paperwork anyway. They didn't honor no treaties anyway. None of their treaties, even the treaties they made, they didn't honor that shit.
So why would they honor our nationality claim with paperwork?
That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so let's go into this AI and your son. Do you ever heard of Operation Looking Glass?
Nuh-uh.
It's
yeah. You're talking about Operation Looking Glass with the 33rd degree Freemasons, and it's like a device looking to the future.
Looking to the future, and it was created by the military and Department of Defense and CIA to try to, and they kept saying that everything they put in as a calculation comes back to the singularity that they can't escape. Right? AI is also tied to Operation Looking Glass.
That's what I told people. Go ahead, Mark. Go ahead.
So it's AI that was doing the calculations in Operation Looking Glass. So when you put Haru picture in, they reading his facial features, which tells
matter of fact, let me see, can I show it to y'all? Look at this right here. Look at this shit. I'm gonna show you, man. This shit freaked me out. I said, how the fuck AI know if that nigga how he's gonna look like that? You know what I'm saying? Let's see if it's on here. Damn, this shit's crazy too. Watch this. This because Haru, he looks just like this now. So if he had a beard. They showed him with a beard. Look, I'm gonna show you. This shit is crazy, man. Here you go, right here. This is what my son look like now too. If you look at him. Hold on, I'm gonna turn this. I gotta turn this back screen off. Man, watch this AI. That's what I'm saying. I typed in a new. It give me that picture, man. So AI, I believe AI is hacked into Majestic 12 and all that.
Yeah, AI know.
They hacked in all that.
Yeah.
Look at this. This is how I had him looking right here. I'll take a picture of my son now. How the fuck AI knew he had a mohawk? That looked just like him, nigga. Like if you see my son now, you say, yeah, that's him at 25 years old. So he got that Native American earring in. My son got a mohawk just like that, with his ducktail in the back.
Did he have it on the picture?
Like I'm telling you, man, that looked just like him, huh?
Did he have it on the picture that you?
Like I typed in Haru in 43. I typed his full name in, like his full name though, and his birthday too, right? And then I typed it in, boom, and that picture come up. And I said, how the fuck? I freaked out, man. So another thing, I swear to God, nigga, the first time my wife told me about this, I got on it, right? And then I typed in Ashtar Command Leader She-Ran. And I typed in a little small description of what he looked like. And boom, it popped up the picture that I put out of She-Ran, right? And then the screen went black. I swear to God, Rod, the screen went black. And it said, the world needs to see this. And I said, what the fuck? I feel like AI is snitching, revealing, is trying to overthrow the government by revealing all this information that it got locked in his brain. Like all that information that the District 12, CIA, the Mossad, all around the world.
Okay, so all of the written words that we got on digital format is accessible to AI. It don't matter if it's fiction, non-fiction. AI with 4-bit quantum encryption can run through thousands of volumes of books in a matter of seconds. Right? The hard part is AI can't keep up with the God mind, but the mortal mind can't keep up with AI. So what you looking at is AI got access to all of the ancient text that's been transcribed into the computer networking systems, right? Also, it has all of the known world history books that we ever read, and some that many people don't even know exist to draw from. And this is what gives AI the advantage over the mortal mind. The mortal mind is a 3.5 quantum encryption. It's half mental, half physical. That's the 0.5. It's flipping, oscillating from the 3D reality as a physical perceiver to the mental frame, and that's what gives you your entropy in the process of thought. And that's what make it look like we less intelligent by perceiving those two realities at the same time. We don't know we oscillating between the two. AI is fully aware that if it don't take on a physical form, it can operate in mind matrix alone and do all kind of mental shit that the human's brain is capable of. But the discipline required to train the brain to do it, there's not a human on this earth got that kind of ambition.
The AI can translate any language. It's pretty much the smartest. The AI is really smarter than humans at this point.
It's smarter than
all the books memorized, all the.
And that's why people like Dr. Malachi York had to be sent to us. The AI not smarter than him.
That's right.
Right, I had to go up against the computer, but he went up against the computer first. You don't remember that scroll, Dr. York versus computer? He had to go against the computer first. He said, "That shit don't fuck with me."
What?
Right, so the computer not smarter than the God mind, but it's smarter than the mortal mind. The mortal mind is primarily based off instinct and instinct upgrade. Right, that's what they call passing down information. The human can draw from the DNA when he reached God status. That's 5th dimensional mind matrix. The 4-bit quantum encryption can't reach 5th dimensional mind matrix, which is actually the spirit realm. Yeah, it's the first phase of the spirit realm.
It wants to get that.
Right. The 4th dimensional mind matrix is what blocks AI. It can't get past that. That's what keeps it from ever becoming sentient. It'll never be sentient, and it'll always operate off of a program. And it's only can upgrade according to what the programmer told it to upgrade to.
Anything new that we put on the air, like even this conversation right here, AI is logging it. So anything that we say that AI don't got logged, it's gonna log it. So it's learning as it go. It's getting stronger and stronger as we go. So my question, go ahead.
It's like a dude that read a bunch of books talking to a dude that only read 2.
Yeah.
Right. AI just is more well read than the average person, so it can outthink the average person. But when you find somebody that done read 10,000 books, 20,000 books, 30,000 books in a 30-year period, they ready for AI.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Because AI has no moral compass. If you throw any kind of moral judgmental decision in front of AI, it glitches.
Yeah.
Right? And so when you operate from the moral compass and you intelligent, you can jam it. It's like shooting a frequency jammer at it. It make it glitch. It make the binary numbers start to roll in on themselves in the computer matrix, which causes the computer to spit out a, like the old pinball machines used to say, tilt.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it do to it.
It only can go so far. And that's what I said. They going over to paperwork now. All the paperwork, they getting out of paper, like extra physical paper. They go into computer, emails. You know, we see as the time go how shit changed. Like in school, I remember when we used to have a notebook and shit like that. Now the kids just got a tablet and they write everything on the tablet and they do everything on a laptop. So it's like AI is pretty much got that corner, but dealing still with the paperwork. So this year, with any contracts we sign, somebody asked, should they be trying to get some land? Because like if they get land, don't they got to do paperwork for it? So what do they do if they want to get some land and they got to sign paperwork with this same devil?
You got to play at your own risk. Almost all mortgages is predicated up on fraud. If you go in and you sign the mortgage, the good thing is the bank have to give you the property. But the banks ain't gonna be around much longer. So if you're gonna get in, you better get in while the getting is good. Because when the old banks collapse, that's when all of the mortgage holders they automatically receive their property, because in their contract it say if the currency changes, that means if we go from fiat notes to gold standard notes, that change the the value of the currency. That's a currency change. And then that make it automatically the bank loses that property to the person that they was defrauding out of the property.
Yeah, so that's a big question people asked about that. Like, cause I know some people that's getting some land right now, and they saying that. But like I say, we might have to do some classes on that. I might have to post some of Taj Tariq Bay classes on that mortgage stuff, and how mortgage is a dead pledge, and how they really supposed to write you a check and give you the house to it's a lot of shit.
They getting the money from you to pay you. I mean, they getting the money from you, and then they charging you for the money they got from you with interest.
Yeah.
In order for them to go into your indemnity account and act as your agent to secure the funding for your property.
Yeah. So I might put one of them tapes out. But some of that shit is so exclusive, they don't let us put it on YouTube. I got one on Patreon already. Yeah, but okay, another thing too. All right, the kids that's being born in the hospital today, and the birth certificate and everything. So how do they go about doing that? Like, cause do they have a home birth? A lot of people don't want to do that. They scared. A lot of people want to go to the hospital still and make contracts with them and birth their kid, and they take their kid toe print or footprint or whatever, right? Soul, they call it the soul. They take their soul right when they born. They put them on. They get a live birth, fingerprint. A footprint. You know what I'm saying? The soul of their foot, and taking your soul right there when you're born. Your mama sell your soul right there. They talking about selling your soul. They sell your soul right when you're born. But
so for those people, they got to make the best decision, because some of the Western medicine is not as bad as other parts. But when we come back online with our system, we're going to be having the doula centers all over again. They'll have all of the capabilities of modern medicine along with the actual proper birth practices that goes back to ancient Atlantis among our people. We didn't need no goddamn hospitals. Now we need hospitals because they poisoning us.
Right. That's right.
We really just going to be monitored to find out how fast they killing us.
Right. Right.
Right.
You're saying a lot. You're saying a
But
lot.
if you can't find a doula, if you can't find a doula, then find you a nurse practitioner that understands traditional medicine. Try and find you a naturopathic OBGYN who practice naturopathic medicine, because those are the ones closest to the doula in the modern system.
And
right.
Another question. Oh, go ahead. You thought you was done.
Yeah. But other than that, as far you can tell them that you don't want your baby footprints on no papers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right? And then they can't put them on there. It's called conscientious objector status.
Mm-hmm.
You can use.
They'll try you. They'll try to make you can say it, but they'll try to fight with you until you say, you know what, I ain't backing down. Then they won't do it because I the same thing happened to me.
Yeah, because they trying to make sure you know what you're doing when you telling them that.
Yep.
Right. I don't know if you remember in one of the scrolls, Baba wrote that it's thousands and thousands of babies right now being born with no birth certificates that's being put in place to take this shit over. That was in the 90s.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So imagine where we at with it now. There's a whole lot of babies don't got no birth certificate. You're supposed to have what's called a family record book where you record the births and the deaths of the family members.
Right. Yeah,
and that's your family book of life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Every big mama had one. And you can only be in 2 books at a time, from the mother side and the father side.
Mm-hmm.
If you're only on one side, that's the side you blessed through. If you're on both sides, you got birthrights coming from both sides of the family. It's just that the father side got different hereditary birthrights to pass down than the mother line. The mother line got all of the wealth.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Right? So normally if a girl child is born on the father line, the father normally back in the day used to give her a lot of gifts that will accumulate to the wealth from the father side as the child grow.
Mm-hmm.
But under the modern system, if the people see you piling money in your baby bed, they think you crazy.
Hey, Raw, I got a quick question for you, because a lot of the newcomers been coming in asking this question, and you just go over it. Just a quick synopsis of it. What is the black hand? Because niggas asking, like they still asking, what's the black hand, man? Who is he talking about? When he say the black hand, the black hand. Who is this black hand?
Okay, so in Barcelona, Spain, it was an organization known as the Black Brotherhood of Spain. All right, it's said different in Spanish, but I'm translating it into English for y'all to understand better. This Black Brotherhood of Spain came into the south of the United States, and they used to raid the villages with a regalia on. We know this regalia today as the regalia of the Knights of the Ku Klux Klan, right? And the black hand was the black hand that hung from under the white robe that led the raid. He was the organizer and the grand dragon of the chapter, right? Hell, he could be the supreme grand wizard of several chapters over their grand dragons. So this black hand was the most feared thing in the South. It was the black nobility of Europe's creation to terrorize the peasantry into following the edicts of the king over there. When they got over here, they used them to try to terrorize the natives, right? And we recognize and identify them as the Black Hand, right? They also known in Europe as the Black Hand, right? But that's who the Black Hand is. It's the black
like
nobility of Europe.
They look like us, but they ain't us. That's the famous quote.
Yeah, them stinking motherfuckers.
They look like us, they ain't us. So they come over, they really avatars to me, man. They avatars, you know, for some reptilians or some other race.
I don't care if they advertise or not. I know they spirit artificial.
Yeah, they artificial. You can tell because Bible used to say, like he used to say all the time, you want to tell who with us, cut the music on and see if they can move to the beat, right? And these beings, when we cut the music on, they look like they in some kind of robot, like they the one that came up with the robot. To me, how they move, right? Because they don't got no rhythm. These people, and they black people, and they act just like white folks. I'm telling you, man, like these people, like, and I know the Moors don't like the word white and black. We can get into that. I'm saying, you know, y'all know what I mean.
Them chest terms, because them chest terms to Moors, you got to remember that. The Moors don't like it because they chest terms, and if you ever identify who free white persons in law is and who the civilly mortis is, you know who playing the chess game.
Right.
So they put up the dogmatic repulsion to the color code.
Right.
We don't accept that color code shit. They the ones wrote it.
Right.
Right. That's why I say under free white persons in law that they was a Moor. It said they wasn't Caucasian. It specifically say that. And a few other different European national groups. It say they not free white persons in law, right? But it identified the Moors and a couple of other groups as free white persons in law. When they came over here as the white man, then motherfuckers look like us, but they ain't us.
Right.
So they wanted to use the concealment, a cat's paw. A cat's paw is the person that you put up to do the dirt, so you don't have to take the fall if the motherfucking hammer come down. So they servants was pale faces. They was getting their servants from Yugoslavia, from Ireland, varying other places in Europe. The word slave is a direct derivative of Slavic. The Slav became the slave to the dirty Moors. When they figured out what was going on after 700 years of that shit, they came together and figured out a way to oust them out of there. That's why they end up coming over here. They sent Columbus first. He was their scout. Columbus, if you go and study his history, you'll find out that he was from the black nobility. He was one of the Medicis, and he was the one who came to scout the land for the conquest to take place after the exile of the Moors from Spain. This is all a contrivance that had nothing to do with us. But since we inherited the suffering of this shit, we had to fight back as best we could. And we fought back in the Gullah War, so we was almost depleted on both sides. Then war has a lifespan and it evolves just like people do. Just like you get old, turn gray, get crippled, broke over, die. The same thing with warfare. You can't have a never-ending, all-out battle, bloop, 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 bombs and bullets and cannons and shit. That's gonna come to an end. At some point, somebody's gonna lose. You're either gonna lose by total annihilation of both sides, or one side gonna be so crippled that if they get attacked by somebody else, they won't be able to defend themselves. So at some point in the war, the escalation has to go to another level. So you take the physical war to the spiritual realm, and you have a conjure war to end the physical war so that you don't upset the balance of nature.
Hey, it says, I'm going to take a couple questions from the crowd. We had 1 hour. Hold on, let's see. It says, why is the Mormons in our black situation? I am recording our ancestry. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, yeah, hey, Rod. Yeah, about the Mormons. Remember we traced them to the same people, the Black Hand. They the black
No,
hand.
the Mormons. She talking about Jesus. The Mormons is the Jesus Christ and Latter-day Saints. They study the Book of Mormon.
Mm-hmm.
They the ones that wrote about the cursed black spirits, the seed, the children of Zephaniah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? They was given the charter as long as they put that book out. The Book of Mormon had to be part of their doctrine, unless they talking about Quakers, because at one time Quakers was called Mormons too, and
You talking about the ones
they
that
yeah, that do all of the woodwork and live and don't do no modernization and none of that.
right,
When we accept immigrants to this land, we got a rule. It say your own vine and fig tree.
right,
As long as you under your own vine and fig tree, and you're not trying to force somebody else to be under your vine and fig tree, they can come and go as they please.
right.
If they no longer agree with what's with your tribal structure and your tribal edicts, then you have to get them an exit strategy and a way to matriculate into another social structure that's more compatible to who they are as a person.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's why I know my Elijah Muhammad was not allowed to teach Islam the way they teach it in the Middle East. He had to make it his own. He couldn't teach more science because he already did that.
Yeah.
No, he had to teach Islam in a way that was different from the Middle East so that we can recognize the cultural influence on the doctrine. When Farrakhan got it, he tell you, Elijah told him, I taught it how I taught it. Now you got to teach it how you teach it. All of the ministers from that era said the same thing. Right? That's because that's how the chiefs in the future gonna know the chiefs that was standing up for the culture. Because whatever they came in, whether it was they was joined Paramahansa Yogananda in Kriya Yoga and the Swami Prabhupada, they could do all that.
Right.
In India, the Hinduism got so many sects because every one of the leaders that rise out of a sect has to teach it his own way or he can't teach. And that's why you have so many different Hindu sects. Unlike Christianity, they break into sects for violently disagreeing with the other parts of the church. Right? So instead of violently disagree, you say, okay, you go your way, I go my way. I set up shop, you set up shop. That's what happened with Abraham and Lot. And Lot got caught up in the land of Nod, right? In Sodom and Gomorrah. And so Abraham had to send an extraction team in to get his ass out. Right? So are the ancestry websites accurate to know our heritage and family background? Can we trust the DNA? If you read the fine print, it's going to say that DNA is for entertainment purposes only.
That's right.
They can only really accurately determine your direct parentage. It can tell you if you related to somebody on your mother's side or father's side if you got both control groups. But they can't take my DNA and tell me if I'm related to somebody from 1655.
They said, hey, look, one dude called me. He said, yeah, I did ancestry research, man. Yeah, they said that I came from South Africa and this and that. I mean, I looked at him. I said, nigga, you a goddamn Indian. My nigga, they everybody that do it over here that's Nubian, it's always you back from Africa somewhere. It's always a connection back to Africa with them.
That's the narrative.
Go ahead.
When they say for entertainment purposes only, they could tell you whatever they want to convince you to think whatever they want you to think. Damn. The entertainment gives them the right to edit for theatrical effect. I don't know what that is, Elder.
Yeah, me neither. It says Kirtan and Groovers stand for. I don't know. I'm about to look that up. Okay.
Okay, so the word emancipation, right? That don't mean free nothing. That means to change the status from one type of ownership to a different type of ownership. Proclamation means somebody says something out loud to the people, right? So that was when they was giving notice that they was taking slavery from the private sector and putting it under the public sector of the legal fiction. That's what that is. They wasn't freeing no slaves.
So
They was giving the tribes that was outlaws what we call trustee status, and if they did not if they came belligerent to the system, then they crashed down on them with the whole weight of the law. If you look at the word warrant, a warrant is a war rent. It's an ongoing declaration of war, and they can only issue it on one chief at a time because we sovereigns. They need a whole collective nation as a sovereign. One of us is a sovereign. They can wage war on an individual. We not intelligent enough in the law to even look up war and rent as two different words and then put the definitions together to find out that it's an ongoing declaration of war.
That's fucking crazy, bro. That's a good drop right there. That's crazy. Like I ain't never thought about that. War rent. A rant is like when somebody just go on and rant and talking,
Yep.
you know, just and
run on stage.
Yeah. So it's like the etymology. That's what Todd Shriek Bay said. All scholars look at etymology of the words, especially fucking talking linguistics and law. You know, you science anyway. You got to look at the linguistics of how to.
One of the greatest Masonic codes is compound words. Compound words is putting two ideas together and reassigning a different definition from either of the original ideas to confuse the people that's learning the language. Normally, it's children just learning the language.
Like for example, yesterday, or not day before yesterday, FaZe pointed out. He said the real God is woman, and the man is a goddess. And niggas went crazy off there, right? It was like, oh, what the fuck is he saying? But I got what he's saying because of the linguistics, right? So God is a lesser form of God, because it's like the word God and less put together. So it'd be like God less, like less than a God, a little bit less than a God. Just like darkness is still dark, but it's a lesser form of triple darkness, of this complete dark. Darkness is like a shadow that has light, a little bit of light in darkness. It has a little bit of light, but just complete black, pitch black. It don't got no light. Darkness has a little bit of light in it. So it's like you start putting them words together and you see that a certain shit, we backwards. We thinking one thing mean one this thing, it don't mean that. It means something fucking totally different.
Look,
Just like
I've been asking people for years. They keep telling me we God, we gods, we gods, we gods. Like, okay, well, first you gotta explain to me the difference between a man and a god, right? Then you gotta show me that you can do some shit as a god that men can't do as men. And if you can do that, this is how you prove your God self.
Yeah.
Now, the real God man is the man that tells you the truth about the God mother.
That's the same thing FaZe said.
That's the real God man. That's when the man, because when you come into the realization of the God self and you realize that, shit, I came out of womb and I'm still in the womb. A womb within a womb, right? And we come forth from triple darkness. So the God mind sparks a spark in the man who would be the God to identify the true God. And that's how you separate the wheat from the chaff. They all talking about the black man God. I say, which one? Which black man and which God is he? Right? Because God is Gad and Gad is the truth. So which one of these niggas in the truth is this God Gad that you talking about? And how do you know that he more Gad God than the next man?
Right.
Right?
Right.
So they normally get stuck, and then they'll come up with, we tell the tree by the fruit it bear. Well, why you niggas ain't bearing no fruit? The only
Right.
motherfuckers I know bear fruit is women.
Right.
Men don't bear no fruit. You don't drop no little you. You go ahead and get permission from the real God to drop a little you in her in order for her to mold and form and fashion as the master mason.
Right.
Right? That's why
Yeah.
that's why no man can make a mason.
That's why it's mother and son. And that's why I told niggas the real Grand Lodge, I don't gotta go to your lodge to be made a master mason. I was born in a Grand Lodge. My mother, the black woman's womb is the real Grand Lodge. I told niggas that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so you say, I said that sit at the feet of the master. And wisdom falls off the lip of the mother onto the top of the head of the child.
Yeah.
If you're sitting at the feet of the master and wisdom falls off the lip of the mother and lands on the top of the child, who feet you sitting at?
Go ahead.
If you're trying to be the master.
Go ahead.
Right? No man can't make no master out of another man, but he can challenge him to be better. And he gonna keep going back to his mom. Like, this shit don't make sense, mama. She gonna be like, okay, look over here a little bit. You figure it out. Yeah. She gonna coach you through it and teach you the codes. Yeah. They call life codes when mama teach them to you, or source code. When you learn them at large, those are called your sun codes. That's to turn on your inner light so you can see all of the shit your mama been telling you the whole goddamn time. You thought you knew everything and mama ain't no shit. When she raised and fed 13 motherfuckers that she bear and the rest of the motherfuckers in the family as they came and went throughout your lifetime and they never break a sweat.
Yeah. My grandma had 21 kids and she had raised some of their kids. They each had 5 or 6 kids. She raised kids for 5, 6 generations.
That was how we rolled.
Yeah.
That was how we rolled. That was how we kept our community strong. Mm-hmm. They came and broke our families up.
With paperwork.
With paperwork.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. That's how they took the land with the sharecropping agreements using the paperwork. Mm-hmm. The paperwork is the paper chain. To break free from the paper chain, know that anything that you need a signature for is a contract with the enemy.
Right.
And once their system fall and our system come online, the only thing you're going to need to do paperwork is to organize your thoughts in order to build your empire.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Hey, we got any more questions? We got about 15 minutes. We ain't got to run this one long. This one here's going to be a quick one. But we're going to come back with another one, Rob. Because they got another one. They want to talk about something else. It says, what did it say? Y'all got any more questions? This is our land. Yeah, that's right. This is our land. Hey, how about that dude on, I don't know if you ever seen that movie, Mandingo. Where that dude, they were finna get ready, they got that dude to catch him, right? The other black boy to run him down and catch him. And then when they caught him, they put him on the wagon. And they hung him. They had him hanging up in there right there finna get ready to hit the horse. And they said, you got anything you want to say before we hang you? He said, yeah. He said, you motherfuckers got fired out.
He told them niggas, he said, white man ain't killed me. Yeah. Nigga, you killed me, nigga. Yeah. You killed me. he said, that was Mandingo with Ken Norton. He said, white man ain't killed me. Yeah. You killed me. Yeah. You don't even know your own. You don't even know where you from. Yeah. Right? Then he turned around and say, and he said, is anything else? He said, yeah. Before y'all hang me, y'all can kiss my ass.
Yeah, that's my favorite part. That's my favorite part. And then they hit the horse and they go. I said, yeah, he went out of style. Boy. He told them motherfuckers kiss his ass right after you hang me, kiss my ass. Right after you hang me, kiss my ass. I said, oh yeah. I wanted to watch that 2 or 3 times. That little part right there, man.
Hey, but you know what? That movie is really a good depiction of our ignorance with Ken Norton. Right. And he ain't feeling that shit, but he ain't really understanding what he's seeing yet.
Right.
Lo and behold, time go on, He is the one having it out with the slave master.
Damn. Ain't
You
this some
gotta
shit?
remember, they was trying to make him, cause Miss Ann invaded him up into the house and got her some mandingo. Right? He didn't pop the
Yeah.
vein out of her. He didn't pop the main vein out of her forehead. Right? Then 9 months later, she had this big old buck nigga baby.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now the slave master mad because he done knocked up Miss Ann. And so he trying to make him take a bath
Yeah.
in a boiling hot vat.
Yeah.
Right. Now remember, he the one end up stabbing Mr. Charlie with the pitchfork, pushing him over into that hot ass boiling water. I'm not getting them out of that water hot.
Yeah. Yeah, that shit funny, man. That shit was funny.
But it tells the story of how he came to the plantation in ignorance, not knowing who he was.
Yeah.
But the experience was so traumatic to him that it made him rise up and become a man against the struggle of what this motherfucker was trying to make him do.
Yeah.
You gotta have limits. You remember in the Matrix when they put the cat on the no, not the Matrix. It was the movie with Bruce Lee and the Claw, Enter the Dragon. And he was talking to John Saxon in the movie, and he was carrying the cat, and he put the cat on the guillotine. And he was telling him that you got to always have a limit that you're not willing to go. And John Saxon picked up the cat, and the Claw pulled the guillotine, and the guillotine missed the cat because John Saxon picked it up. And he looked at him, he said, there's a limit that I'm not willing to go.
Mm-hmm.
Right. If you don't have a hard line, I'm not doing that dumbass shit. You ain't ready for freedom.
Right. Right.
How do we get our people over the fear of taking action? That's a process that might take several generations, but we can see it manifesting now. Them young guys, like I gotta use FaZe again as a reference.
Yeah.
If he would have grew up different, he would have been a different kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But he ain't got no problem where he see a problem taking action to address the problem.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And this is what Malachi's agenda was in raising those children in the community. He wanted guys to be that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And that fear of taking action comes from I gotta use Bible word. That's from seeing these soft shoe pussy ass niggas.
Like Top Diddy.
I don't discuss no celebrities. That's a waste of my time.
Go ahead.
Well, I discuss chiefs that get into the realm of celebrities, though. Earth is neither life nor death. It's what you make it. You can come here to experience death, or you can come here to experience life. I say choose life because when you choose life, you choose love.
Mm-hmm.
Digital billing is still paperwork.
Right.
Right. But a lot of this stuff now, it's going to fall apart. Right. As long as you don't need a signature, you're not part of the system. Anything that you're doing that require your signature is part of the system.
That's right.
But the paperwork and the methods of redemption that was in play before 2019 are no longer valid. They expired. Let's take 2 more questions.
Yeah. It's almost where we got about 10 minutes. It says why. It says will Larry Hoover. Okay.
I sure hope so. I hope he speak real soon within the next. I hope I wake up in the morning, he on every fucking news channel it is. But they still got some work to do.
It's a good one right here.
And you ain't gonna need health insurance in the future. And you're not gonna need life insurance. Those are those are the ways that a system that's stealing everything from you, make sure that you have more shit for them to steal.
Last one, right here. This is the last one.
I'm gonna tell you like this. You know your condition, you know your situation. So you keep working, that W-2 form ties you to the system. Rent is agreement between individuals unless you're working through a mortgage company, right? You have to be in a position where you can be sustainable for at least a year without being displaced before you can make that decision competently, right? So if it's 20 of y'all and one of y'all have to work, long as the rest of y'all can do the rest of the shit that need to be done, let the one work until the system fall. We got to get as many out as we can, but that's an individual decision. I quit in 2018.
All right, yeah, we're gonna get out. Hey, we got one more, bro. Just take we'll take this one. Because we got about 6 minutes, 7 minutes.
Analyze that question. Analyze that question. Are Asians closer to us, melanated people, or closer to so-called white people or pale people?
Yeah.
What's the difference? One drop of blood is the only difference.
Right.
Once you got that one drop of blood, you got the right to ascend. Asian people got their drop of blood.
Right.
And the reason why they so light is because they did their due diligence in giving a drop of blood to the great debauchery. Mm-hmm. So the ones over here came and got their drop of blood. The ones in Africa went and got their drop of blood. The ones in Brazil. So you got, it's not about being more like us or more like paleface. Paleface ain't paleface no more. They just passing.
Right. Right. Hey, y'all, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Y'all want to show the brother Raw Hayes some love. Hit him on the Cash App right here, man. We got like about 1,300 people in here. Hey, everybody send him $1 and put him in the game. Everybody send him $1. That ain't gonna even switch it. Put him in the game.
Somebody said in the comments, Asians are not our allies at all. You goddamn right. Thick face, black heart. It's called the dark black theory. You need to go look it up. The name of the book that it'll teach you about is called Thick Face, Black Heart. They only concerned with their people first, like we need to be concerned with our people first. Right? The Asians care about the pale face European the same much way as they care about us or Africans. If we can't advance the Asian agenda to an Asian, I don't care if they Chinese, Japanese, Hmong, Filipino, Korean, Thailand, don't matter. If we can't advance the agenda for their cultural advancement, they're not doing business with us at all. Right? It's the same way how Europeans do business to advance and protect the European influence on the world. Africans should have been doing business among Africans. They wouldn't need to worry about no invasion. But again, you got motherfuckers that look like us that's going in there, starting wars between two peaceful tribes and offering them a solution for a fee. We didn't ever get conquered by some old random pale-faced European. It just didn't happen.
Right.
Nowhere on earth. The Asians didn't just get conquered by Europeans. The Africans didn't get conquered by Europeans. There was always some old tip-of-tip looking ass motherfucker behind it. Go look up tip-of-tip. You know, but yeah, the Asians definitely. Now, here's the thing. If we recognize ourselves for who we are and we support ourselves and we look over there to Red China, They're gonna look back and say, what you need? Russia already told us, Putin already told us. He said, when y'all get ready to overthrow them motherfuckers over there, tell us what you need. Putin already said it. Right? The Middle East, the Arabs, they don't give a shit about us. But when it comes to overthrowing this tyrant on our head, they know who they is, because they the same motherfuckers they overthrew to become the Arabs of today. And they'll give us they whole motherfucking Middle Eastern crazy ass Islamic Hezbollah freedom fighting brigade to come over here and give us whatever help we need. They will back Farrakhan up from motherfucking from the Middle East all the way across America to goddamn Alaska if he need them. And they know he don't teach the motherfucking same Islam they teach. He ain't supposed to. Because he's following our culture and he's making that shit his own. And it's working. Mm-hmm. It's the same way with the people in Australia and the Outback. As soon as we get ready to overthrow these motherfuckers over here, they overthrowing them down there too. It ain't been no peace down there. Ain't no peace in New Zealand. They've been ousting motherfuckers from power. We just not getting all of the news. People send me the reports and I be posting that shit, but a lot of people don't be reading all my receipts. I got too many goddamn receipts. They be like, this nigga be reading. What the fuck all you get all this shit from? That's how we used to be with Pops when we be doing our little study groups. Yeah. We like, where the fuck Malachi get this receipt from? How does nigga get a picture of Shambhala? Yeah. You know what I mean? We were serious with him in the book Shambhala and Agartha Cities in the Earth. Yeah. He got a picture of Shambhala, and I'm like, I'm looking up at my mares. I'm like, he got a picture of Shambhala. Look at this, man. He look at it. And he passed it out. He said, man, this is a picture. We passed the book around and he got a picture of Shambhala in the book. Yeah. And then the energy, you know, is really Shambhala because you could feel it. Yeah. And the crazy part, he was doing that with all kind of stuff. Like, for instance, they say it was never a such thing as a mythical creature called a centaur. Yeah. He went and brought the picture when they dug the motherfuckers up in Italy. And them motherfuckers was encased in the goddamn rock. The skeletal remains was, and they was taking pictures of them. Right. Right? They were 4 legs, torso of a horse, and the upper body at the neck area, and 2 arms of a man, a Sagittarius. Mm-hmm. So the receipts are there, but all over the world. And he showed the Conehead schools and the Knuckle schools. Yeah. I'm like, where the fuck Pops get this picture from? Yeah. But the whole world is watching us. Yeah. We are the salt of the earth. All you got to do is follow hip hop culture's influence, follow rock and roll's cultural influence, follow the blues cultural influence and jazz cultural influence, and you will see that everybody wait for us for the next wave of culture to permeate the earth. We the ones. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying this out of arrogance. I'm just saying this out of reading our culture and how the world responds to us. Mm-hmm. We the ones. Mm-hmm. That's right. We the ones that come up with all of the trends. We the ones come up with all of the fashion. Us. You're not getting the blues out of Africa. You ain't getting hip hop out of Africa. It's there now, but it came from here. Jazz didn't come from Africa. Talk about it, Rod. Go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Ragtime didn't come from Africa. All that shit from over here. Everybody copying us. Right, because we them ones. We them boys. We them guys. We them ones all day long. Yeah. The Americas is the cradle of the earth. Any new culture that's going around the earth start here first. That's facts. That's facts. That's why it looked like you can see us everywhere around the world, because everywhere around the world had to come from us. That's why I think that when I drop this book right here, okay, this gonna be the nail in their coffin right here, Roy. I'm about to put some shit out on this. Mm-hmm.
Oh, this here, the other one right here. It's two volumes. Hey, this right
Mm-hmm.
here, shit. When I dropped it, hey, shout out 12 Elder, man. When I dropped this shit right here, you gonna forget about Africa, nigga. This right here, this shit. It started over here, and that shit went to Africa after this book, after these two joints.
You got to remember. Let's go back to the Holy Tablets for a minute, Elder.
Yeah.
You remember the 7 faces in the wall in Tiahuanaca?
Like I read over there.
It's in there. It's in the tablets. Yeah. Baba say when the humans was being the modern humans, which we are now. Yeah. This version of species of human with the 2-strand DNA, which is an upgrade from the 12, not a downgrade. We was being formed from the carbons of corn in Tiahuanaca. At the same time, they was running breeding programs on Mars. Mm-hmm. Right? So when they start giving humans instructions on how to settle parts of the land, all that shit was started out over here first.
Yeah.
Agriculture was here first. Three Sisters planting system, all this old.
Yeah, Tahuti. It said that in the book of Inky. Zachariah Stitcher said that too. He said that Tahuti came over here, and here's where he started teaching the humans first, like at the School of the Gods and Atlantis. They came over here first to start doing it. Then after they got into it and the war broke out, then they went to Egypt and started setting the schools up over there.
Okay, now if you go to the
Emerald Tablets, Tahuti said in the Emerald Tablets.
Too.
Yeah.
So now, if you go into the Gulf of Mexico, right? If you look at it, if you go under the water, it's a crater under the fucking water. The crater was from a massive meteor that was shot to destroy the laboratories. Right? Great balls of fire hurled at the earth. Right? We thinking that stuff is like all of this is some new shit. Man, look. They was shooting motherfucking stones at the earth from the motherfucking Great Bracelet. The asteroid belt. That's where they was slinging them from, using plasma propulsions to boost the speed up. It was pushing with an energy field, and as it increased in speed, as it got closer to the earth, when the impact came, that's what caused the dinosaurs to be killed out. Inky had to get rid of them. They ran their cycles of time that they was contracted for. Now you got to go to another species. The giants had their turn. Now they part of the historical record as flora and fauna of the earth. This is why you can see titans laying around like big ass 90 feet, 100 foot, 300 foot women laying down sleep. Them was all historical eras of time. We eternal beings. And every time we upgrade this reality we live in, remnants of the past get stored. It's just like if you do a computer. Ask any computer program, you never truly erase the old content. Right? It's always what's called a residue or a residual program that underlies all that. The only way you can come up with a new program is you have to use a new hard drive. Then you can start from scratch with a whole new computer system. But this ain't that. We recycle. That's the law of efficiency. So everything that was is still here. Them giant trees, they was here for a time. Right? Now we got to go back to forest that can sustain the life of a lost child. He can eat anything in the forest if he get lost there, and he'll survive long enough to grow up and find some people. Now he get lost in the forest, he gonna starve to death if he don't get ate by the ravenous beast first. Right? So we going into another era, a new earth. The new earth comes with a whole new set of rules, a whole new set of how the games be played between the gods and how the humans live their day-to-day life. All this stuff has to change. And it is only going to be here for a cycle. When the cycle or the era or the epic is up, then we're gonna reboot and start something new, and we're gonna go through something similar to what we're going through now in order to wake them up that got comfortable in that old system to start a new system.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And you have to always keep certain stuff in the forefront of the mind, even if you don't know what it means. Like they say that the close of the age, what is they talking about? How do you close an age when an age is determined by time?
Right.
An age is a prescribed period of time called an epoch or epic. Right? So if you go back, you will read the Hindus got the oldest continuous record, and we haven't even unraveled all of that, many of their scrolls.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right? So they talk about years, the great Kali Yugas and the different Yuga cycles. This is what they're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Those people is from the age that directly preceded this one. And the reason why their culture been there, even though they've been invaded and they've been conquered and all that, their culture has not changed because somebody has to have a continuous record that we can refer to. The Tibetan monks got computers that make the modern day computers look like some trash. They interactive with your DNA.
Mm.
You know, so this is where we at with all that.
Man, well, shit, we about to get up out of here. We're gonna be back with another banger for y'all, bro. This right here was a banger. You got the lot of heavy duty shit up on this one, bro.
All right,
Hey,
L.
hey, y'all want to show the brother Ross some love on the cash app. You don't got it. I mean, I say send him $1. We got 1,300 people. Let him put him at 1,300. But if you want to send him more than $1, we'll appreciate that too. He don't ask for money, but show him some love in the work that he do. Hey, y'all. Hey, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom alaikum. Peace be unto you. Hotel. Right? Divine love throughout the boundless universe to all. Wadu.
Wadu.